What's going on? What's going on? Which you already know what it is. It's TK the Poet. You already know, so you ain't got to quote it. And if I spoke it, you already know what that means. Y'all wrote it. Man, we are here. We are finally here, the end of the season. Let me go ahead and put some tunes on, get back in the groove one time. Hold on. Where my music at? Hold on. Let me see. Let's go put on some tunes real quick and set the room real quick. You know? Let's get active one time. Okay, we are here. We are here, man. This TK the Poet, you already know, so you ain't gotta quote it. And if I spoke it, you already know what that means. Y'all wrote it. This is the season ending. What we going to, man? It's been 23 weeks of poets going at each other back to back, man, dropping hot lines, hot bars, hot fire. Man, we are here. I'm gonna bring up a couple poets and I want them to introduce themselves. We're gonna start with the first poet. Poet, introduce yourself and tell the people who you are, where you from, and what team you represent.
What's good? My name is Shorty Rock. I am a self-published poet out of North Carolina, representing Team Diagnosis. I
Okay, Diagnosis
am,
building.
yes, sir.
Okay, man. I'm gonna bring up poet number two. Introduce yourself and tell the people who you are, where you from, and what team you represent.
What's up, y'all? I go by Love the Goddess. I am from them bold words, and I'm from Chicago.
Shot Town. Okay, Ice Shot Town representing in the building, man. Look, we are here. We finna get into some dope matches real quick, man. Look, to just recap the season and see what the season was about, man. Look, y'all made it through. Shorty Rock, you was here from day one. I mean, from not even day one, past day one. You was here since like I think you was the first couple poets that that I talked to about being in the league.
hmm
Talk about that real quick while we recap this season real quick.
You mean since I was here since this was a pebble before it even came
Look, talk
before the
about
bed
it. Talk it
before the foundation was even set? Yeah.
before the concrete was even laid. You was here.
hmm Yeah, I've been here that
Right.
long.
Look, man, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Load of Goddess, man. You came like in mid-season of the game. You was a judge, and then you felt like, man, I could do this. I don't need to be a judge. I can really battle. Man, I appreciate you jumping in the halfway into the season, man. It was fire. It was amazing, man. Tell me about your experience.
Yeah, it definitely was different. First, I was a little intimidated because I had came in halfway through, but I got to work. I'm still here. So
Look, man. Look, it's been real dope to have both of y'all a part of this. You know, well, hold up. That's kind of different. Okay, let me go back to this one. Okay, all right. Man, look, it's a blessing to have both of y'all here, especially give y'all performance, y'all delivering, also with the growth. Shorty Rock, I want to ask you a question. From day one to now, what have you learned, or what experience have you gained from being in the Portrait Life League?
What have I gained? Besides, I am my biggest competition.
Mm,
Um, that every experience is what I make it. That if I get in my own way, then that's what I make it. So either make a way or just stay in the way of myself, honestly.
mm. Okay.
So I
Lady
have to
Goddess,
learn
I'm
how.
gonna ask you the same question. Oh, go ahead. My fault. I thought you was finished. Shorty Rock,
Yeah.
go ahead
So,
and
and I was
continue.
just
My
saying. So
bad.
I have to learn how to get out of my own way. Like get out of my head, get out of my own way. Just have the confidence to believe in myself and know that I can do anything. That's it.
Look, man, confidence is key, man. If you're not confident in yourself, nobody else gonna be confident in what you do. So confidence is a big part When you getting up there and performing and you doing your craft, you have to have that confidence. Lord of God, the same question to you. What have you learned or what experience have you gained from being in the Portrait Life League?
I've learned to trust my voice, like who I am as an artist and who I am as a poet. If I say I want to do something and take that risk and just see what it comes out with, because a lot of times I pick the piece and I'm like, this ain't gonna be a good piece against whoever I'm going against. But then I show up with it anyway, and I put that work in and that practice in, and it comes out being exactly what I needed it to do. So if I was start trusting your voice and get you a confidence in the decision that you make, so I should perform and do it.
Mm, look, that's golden. That's golden. So you play both sides of the field. Sort of Rock, you have too. You came and judged a couple matches too as well. But I think Loda Goddess has been more active in the judging process than some of the other people that's been on here. So what is your experience about just judging the matches?
Um, Being a judge is very particularly, I don't want to say difficult because it's not, but in the same sense, it kind of is because of like you have to put a lot of variables into play. It's you have to look at the poet, how they're performing, how they're what they're talking about. Is it something that's like really catching your attention? And you also have to judge firm but fair, and like you have to be okay with hurting your feelings. Because sometimes people think that they deserve perfect scores and they did, and you just got to show up anyway and do what you got to do.
Look, nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, the scoring. So, how do you feel about the scoring system about the league?
Okay, so to answer the question that you just got below, before we even get to the
Okay.
scoring, um, the reason why I don't like judging is because of how long I've been here. I feel like most of these poets are friends, and like, I feel like they're my friends, they're my family, and I don't want to be put in that position of having to judge them at all, because I feel like if I have to give honest criticism, it's going to be taken as an insult from someone, and it's going to be like, oh, you did this to in spite of me, and I don't want them to think I can't judge by like be unbiased towards them. And when I act, in fact, I am. I'm judging from a poet ear, listening with a very critical ear, and I don't want them to think, oh, I'm just being facetious or I'm coming after them like an attack. So that's why I'm just like, let me remain neutral and not even put myself in that position. I don't want to have to judge you,
Look, I
because if
mean,
I
I ain't gonna
because
hold you.
if I
It's
don't like it, I'm it's going to reflect in my scoring. And so let me not put myself in that position, point blank, period.
look, I'll be in that position a lot. Hey, yo, that was crazy. I'll be in that position. It's wild. But
Is
no,
you
but
feel?
look, I'm trying to be cool. Like that was wild. But for me, judging, and a lot of people don't like my judging. They say like, TK, why you even judging? We don't even want you to be a judge. But I like, look, I can judge without bias. No, I'm listening to the poetry. I'm listening to the words. I'm looking at y'all performing. I'm listening to your cadence and everything, your demeanor, everything that I'm taking in for my judgment and score. And some people like, TK, why you judge this way, or why, you took points off of this. When I explained to them, like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So, yeah, I get a lot of scrutiny for being a judge and stuff like that. But hey, I've been a villain my whole life, so I mean, it's second nature to me, baby. I love this. So, and plus also it just gives sometimes, some scores from different people mean a little bit more to some of these poets too. And also when I sit down and some of the phone calls I had behind the scenes and they ask me about the scoring or what could they do better and stuff like that. I like the part where they take my criticism and my points of views where they can actually improve a little bit better. They take it serious. So and also, like shout out to Righteous Soul. You know, me and her had a conversation. Me and her talked. Me, Big Mun, and some other poets, Poet Without Apology. We didn't had deep conversation about what can we do to fix or get higher scores and stuff like that. So I greatly appreciate them to even taking notice in what I'm saying or anything like that.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, so say hypothetically, if I had to judge low, I'm not gonna give her a low score because I think, well, I know she can do better. I'm not gonna give her a low score because I know she can do better. I would give her a low score because if she messed up somewhere or if it was something else. But I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm gonna give you this score because I know you can do better. That's BS.
Well, I mean,
I'm not, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna fault her score because of she didn't rise to a different potential or because of my expectations of her. That's insane.
Well, let me say this: compare and contrast, especially
That's you can't put expectations on somebody else because your expectations are so at a different level.
Let me cook real quick. Let me cook and let me simmer this up real quick. So when I hear some poets at their best, right? Then also when I hear them kind of like lackluster, it's not that I'm judging them on that particular poem and stuff like that. It's when I'm hearing your voice, your tone of your voice, and it's not strong enough for that piece. Like some pieces are kind of similar. Like, okay, I can find your voice, or you messing up, or your body language kind of off, or you're not giving me the eye contact, or as you looking into the camera and stuff. Like there's different elements that goes into So by saying, oh, this was your top, so I'm gonna judge you on that. No, I'm judging based off your performance of that piece that you delivered.
Yeah, but I'm saying based off of the phrasing of I expect more out of you. That's the phrase. Okay, so if you have that phrase come at you because I expect more out of you, that's where you're wrong at. That phrasing there is just because you expect something doesn't mean that poem deems it from that.
Okay, so
because that poem could have deemed something else.
Okay, look, here's another little example about that. Let's say you stumble and fumble through your poem and you was really choppy and you really didn't deliver how you're supposed to deliver. So if I say I expect better from you, that's just saying from the mistake that you made, I feel like you're more seasoned than that for you to make those mistakes. So it's
okay, but you can name that. But you can name why you gave me, because I expected more because of the stumbles. But if you give a flawless performance and then you still turn around, well, I expect more of you, where? Tell me where you could expect more from me. Honestly.
I mean, hey,
so if I give hypothetically balls to the walls type of performance, hands down, literally broke my back on this performance, and you still tell me you expect more out of me, tell me where. Honestly.
That's good.
Tell me where.
That's good.
Tell me where, and tell me where you expect more out of me. Because I will tell you to pull blood out of a turnip.
Blood out of turnip is crazy. But look, we got one more poet that I'm finna pull up real quick. He from. You guys told me I couldn't say that, but I'm just go ahead and bring them up and let them introduce themselves. Hey, poet number 3, tell the people who you are, where you from, and what you do, and what team you represent.
What's up, everybody? This is Brandon Amazing Nelson, representing Bold Words. What's happening?
Oh,
what's up, amazing? Wait, you forgot your favorite catchline. You are who? Who are you? Everybody's favorite who?
Oh, I'm your boyfriend's favorite poet.
Thank you.
Hold up. Never mind. Okay. All right. But Mr. Nelson. So since you've been in the league, you came in the league by week 8, whatever. So what is your experience and what have you gained from being part of Poetry Life League?
I would definitely say that what I've gained from Poetry Life is really to trust the writing. Like over the weeks, I've listened to some really good writing. And I've learned to judge it based on that, because sometimes performances can shadow a great writer. Like you get too caught up in the voices or the antics and forget that the main point is really the writing and the work that you put into it. So Poetry Life has only doubled down in that for me. And so it's made me love and appreciate all the writers from different walks. Cause, cause if we just be honest, since we all talking here, all of the writers here aren't all spoken word artists. And then there are spoken word artists who also don't write all that great. This here should help you want to push a betterment of the pen and the work that it does. And that's what I've walked away with. I mean, TK the poet ain't got no pen that faces mine, but hey, that's
TK's
another
talking.
story.
TK's talking on mute. He can't. He can't say anything. He's talking on mute.
Oh,
Look
my
how
bad.
God blocked it.
Look, I mean, look, because I was about to say some egregious things like you need to relax, but wait a minute before I get into that bag. I have to bring up one more poet. See, look, I can't even say what I want to say. I can't even introduce these poets like I want to introduce them, but I want to bring up the queen one time, man. Tell the people who you are, where you from, and what team you represent.
Lord Jesus, help. Oh, okay. I'm not on mute.
No, you're not. You're live.
Yeah, this is Sherry Purpose Hall, and right now I'm writing grants. I just hopped on.
Okay, man. Look, I know your time is very valuable, but I want to ask you this question: since you've been in part of the league from day one to all the way to week 23, what have you gained and what's your experience been in the Poetry Life League? What opinion?
So I was on the phone actually earlier with Shorty. And I kind of explained it like this. Poetry Life League is like intramurals. So you have people at all different levels of experience. You have people who are complete professionals and who are actively, professionals. You have people who kind of used to do this a lot, and you have people who are novices, and people who want to get back to it. So you have them all meet on the same field. And that's basically what it is. I came here because I wanted to stay in shape. That's what I came here to do. So I wanted to keep my pen in shape. And that's what I've been doing.
So my question is to you. So is your pen in shape? I mean, do you got abs? Do you get his cardio on? I mean, what shape is your pen in now?
I mean, my pen's in shape. You know what I'm saying? It better be. I've been competing for 23 weeks. I mean, if it's not in shape, I haven't been doing what I need to do, which is not just pushing the pen, but it is in competing 23 weeks. That's not to say that I've written original work for the whole 23 weeks. I pulled stuff out the archives. I have pulled stuff that wasn't even meant to be competitive poetry. I've written some brand new pieces. So staying in shape meant by the pen and by performative measures. So I meant both.
Okay. Man, look, I appreciate each and every one of y'all poets. And it's crazy. We got Diagnosis in the building, Bold Words, Living Legend. Only thing we missing is some Red Dragons. But we almost got all the teams in here. Shout out to all the teams, Bold Words, Diagnosis and Living Legends. Shout out to Living Legends. They are the number one team in the league, statistically wise, stats wise, number wise. So shout out to Living Legends, man.
Yeah.
So look, I mean, it's about 19 minutes in. Man, it's time to get the people what they asking for. We're gonna go over a couple, videos, and we're gonna really dissect them and see, what we really want to say about these poets. Y'all get to talk back when poets talk back. So, let's kind of get active real quick. So, I'm trying to see which one that I want to go with first. Let's go with Poet at Apology and K Spaz. Okay,
Thought
let's
words
go.
all day.
Throw words all day. Let's see. This hell, K Spaz. Who you want? You want? Hold that apology. Hey, it's on you.
Bright yellow sun, crowned by white clouds, swimming in seas of powder blue. Panoramic sand dunes look like beaches without water, burnt orange from horizon to your feet. Kids still play soccer in the streets. This picture is worth 1,000 words. And there he is. In the golden rectangle of my camera lens, leather bronze skin, I've trained for this shot composition. This moment is the reason why silhouettes are shaped like humans in crosshairs, why they look like soulless shadows on paper targets. I place him in the T real proper like he's posing. I would ask him to smile, to remember this moment. I wonder if someone told this man he was loved today. I concentrate on my breathing, adjusting the shutter speed of my heart. Inshallah, if God wills, take his picture, click. Sounds more like bang, bang, bang. I wonder if this man knew that his last picture would show my bullet spilling dreams from his head like egg yolks through the cracks of broken shells. I wonder if this man knew that the turban he wore that day would be worn at his funeral. We both prayed in different tongues. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed point thy name, not sure whose prayers God answered. I look at his soulless silhouette bleeding red. I think back to my own home and the last email I read, you're worried whether we have enough green to make it through this week. I'm worried that green isn't the right color because everything is camouflaged except my uniform. The only green in this desert is my uniform and palm trees. Everything is camouflaged except for the words I don't say. I'm worried I could have my picture taken if I sit too still. Instead, we talk about the kids, the bills, and the landscape where you live because over here, some things are not worth remembering. I would rather aim my camera at the sky, sit the sun in the reticle of my scope, shoot all 210 live rounds of 5.56 millimeter rolls of film, kill no one, hold on to this picture. Maybe one day someone else will want to vacation here. I want to tell you that I'm sorry for forgetting what your hands feel like. I've been holding on to this trigger for too long, adjusting the exposure to my M4 carbine camera, but I'm overexposed. Above name tape defilade. I'm riding like I am Kennedy riding through Dallas. I am a photo and the camera of his lens. Tag! He got me. His bullet spilling dreams from my head like egg yolks of the cracks of broken shells. Did I remember to smile for him? Did I remember to pray? He says, Inshallah, if God wills. I say, Our Father who art in heaven, whose prayers did you answer? The negative of this picture catches red blood, turn purple, gets sticky in Humvee, negative. Orange landscape turned green with soldiers flanking, negative. Red, white US flag folded blue at funeral, negative. White skies basking against a black sun, negative. Odd how the sun still sets over here. This picture is worth 1,000 words that I will never get to say. Like, I'm sorry, I love you, forgive me, don't forget me. Click.
The title, hello, how y'all doing? I'm K Spaz. The title of this piece is Mama Used. She would wrap her arm in the muscle with a tourniquet, like a python coiling, restricting, like the silence of the snarls right before the storm. The same way I would choke the neck of my pen, strangling syllables, throttling the truth, forcing ink to confess like a criminal. She would be ready to inject. With no phlebotomy class, no doctorate degrees, just gritting her grip in the graveyard and her gaze. See, the same way I would write about things at such a young age that I shouldn't have been able to already explain or be able to understand. I look in the mirror and see that we are just two shadows stitched from the same skin. With Habit just looking for a scapegoat. I mean, an escape, but her veins are violin strings while my notebook becomes a morgue. Whatever drug she would use, I would watch her become detective in her eye, and her inhale right before she squeezes is a prison intake exhale like Rochelle after work when she saw Chris deflating into a deep defeat before daylight that ever could notice. See, me, I'm the same way. I'm the same way when my pen sprints out of ink, the same way I sprint to it desperate, attaching the ink reservoir like a catheter, with tethering the worth of every word that I say out of the vein that will never clot. See, I bleed blood on my paper as she bleeds dope into a syringe, her heart pounding like a drum right before judgment. She looks like she's about to meet her maker, and I'm on the side afraid to scream like, Mama, what's wrong? But I already know. See, Mama died long ago, not from needles alone, but from overdoses of disappointments, from injections of insecurity. Yet she comes back a ghost in flesh with breath while she still is breathing. I see it, but I see a ghost in real life. Trying to color all the blemishes, I watch the same thing on replay. The real is stuck in my mind, a silent cinema of suffering, pictures in motion where every frame is a fracture, every rewind is a razor. I've seen it. I depict what's next. She's still, and still it shocks me, but I never want to see her die. She ain't never seen me write either, but she has seen my bloodstained papers, and sometimes she wonders if the crimson comes from the cuts and curses. Not knowing that I'll die an addict too, just not from her muse, but to hunger of wanting to be full of her love, to the guilt of feeling like I'll never be the reason while she'll be ready to quit. While I lay in my room, it feels less of a bed, more like a coffin, a death cathedral, consecrated with tears where grief reaches to the corner and rots. And when she opens her eyes, rolled from rolling dice, it's rigged against me. Her I love you is hollow, a phrase soaked in substance. When I say it, it is soldered with substance. It's fire, not smoke, a marrow, not mist. It's the last vein of truth that still pumps through me. And at this point, I realize I'm just an adult child wishing that my eyes didn't work and that my heart didn't feel. She gonna keep using. She gonna keep using. Thank you.
Fire! Fire! Bold words versus some red dragons. Hey, them words were bold, and that red dragon was spitting that.
So you look, hey, y'all seen the match? Poet Without Apology versus K Spizzle. It went down. Fire, man. Look, Poet Without Apology that Salat, amen. Who prayers get answered. And K Spaz, I seen a ghost in real life. Like, let's talk about it, man. Look, both poem was fire. How do y'all feel? Hello, Wayno.
Yes. So I gotta say, I really enjoyed the perspective that Poet Without Apology put in, because I would have never perceived a sniper as a photographer. That's never been two occupations I've ever compared. And then still hearing a human behind doing the work.
No, for real. Like, Poet Without Apology, like, it's a different pen. I don't know who's going to get some in the playoffs, but it's going to be interesting. So what do y'all got to think about it? Hello. Anybody else? Anybody got any more words?
It's my first time. Jesus, stop talking over me. It's my first time hearing either one of their performances on that.
So what you think about it?
I'm saying it was good. I hear the same thing. I'm saying Poet Apology, his perspective was interesting. Um, at first I didn't catch it, and then I had to listen a little bit more. K Spaz, I don't know, were the glitches in the middle of the poem, was that the internet or was that supposed to be there?
Well, I didn't really see no glitches on my part. It ran smoothly on my end.
Yeah, on my side it was like it sounded like it glitched on my side. So I don't know if it was part of the video or what, but it sounded like it glitched on my side.
Oh no, I mean it ran through smoothly. I mean it didn't glitch on my side, so I don't know. But K Spaz, like the
I
iteration that
didn't
he
hear
did.
anything, so I'm gonna drop out and come back.
Can you hear me?
Lo says she'll be back when she gets home.
Okay. But if you had to rate that out of 1 to 10, a Poet Without Apology, which I'm not gonna even do that. We're not gonna rate this. I just want to give y'all, let y'all
Like I
give y'all.
said, I told you I don't like score. I don't like. To me, everybody in here is family. Like
Right.
I've been with you ever since the beginning, since the foundation was poured on this. I don't want to score my family at all. I feel uncomfortable scoring everybody. Like it puts me in a very uncomfortable position, and I don't like that position. I don't like that feeling. Like it makes me feel very uncomfortable.
Purpose, ain't that your line? Does it make you feel uncomfortable? Ain't that your line? But some things in life are made to make you feel uncomfortable at some point. So it's just sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. And you didn't came on here and judge wonderful, like so. Hey.
Listen, when it comes to an absolute point that I have to, then I have to. But if I don't have to, then I don't have to. Like I don't mind giving feedback, but to sit here and tell me I have to rate them on a scale, no, I don't have to do that right now, and I'm not going to.
Look, they vocal fire, Poet Without Apology.
You can't make me.
And K Spaz, and they was awesome. But to me, no, K Spaz, I felt I would have gave the win to K Spaz. I mean, if people want to know who actually won this match, it's on YouTube. Type in K Spaz versus Poet Without Apology and see who actually won this match. But to me, for me seeing it a second time, I like the energy that K Spaz displayed. And just the movements and the flicker of the pen, and you see the inject, and also just the meeting, like that person was here, but they were still like dead to me. I still seen them, killing themselves and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, even though you seen a ghost in real life. So I like that aspect that he put in there. And also, like, they both had totally two different point of views, two different style classes, but I mean, they were both fire. Purpose, you have any thoughts about it?
I thought they were both fire. I think that Poet Without Apology's writing was immaculate. And those weren't glitches in K Spaz. He did have hiccups in his performance. He did.
Right. That's why I say it wasn't no hiccups. I mean no glitches, but he did hiccup. So it's about So my question to you, Purpose, on that, like hiccups. Does that really affect your whole poem, or do you just get over that and get to the next line?
It depends on how the hiccups are presented. Like. He got through it and went on to the next line, but there was more than one. He hiccuped a few times. Poet Without Apology did not. There's something to say for that.
That's a fact.
And so Poet Without Apology did deliver a much smoother performance. Poet Without Apology was standing back, standing up, not running, and that does make also a difference. It makes a difference if you have a hiccup and when you have a hiccup and you're also having a hiccup and not reading and memorize. And wait a minute, you're pushing through.
That is a fact. You speaking some truth. Hey man, look, there ain't no lies told right there. So look, that was fire. I appreciate that. And I now you made me think about it. I have to look at it like that because for without apology, he was standing up. He did give a great performance and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, you got to give a little extra credit when people come and actually stand and perform and give a great performance without no hiccups and it was clean all the way through. So I get it. But look, we're gonna get into our next one, man. The next one that we have is very special. It is purpose versus righteous soul. Let's go and get into it. Let's go.
Hello everyone, this is Righteous Soul and I am from Moscow, Tennessee, but I currently reside in Memphis. I am with the team Living Legends and this poem is called Grace. I wrote a poem from scratch about grace and the whole time I was scratching my face because I've been unappreciative lately and I probably wouldn't deserve the life of my dream if it graced me. But his grace is sufficient because he always sends a little mercy with it. It's God's grace that allows me to perform at churches and clubs. Doesn't matter what kind of sin we're made of. There's no place undeserving of his love. You see, this love goes beyond what they teach us. Like the Creator wouldn't extend his grace all the way to the bottomless pit just to reach us. And I'm not trying to be a preacher, but ladies, a man should never be able to just control, alt, delete you. So today I beseech you, if he doesn't want to stay, leave him. Where you found them. We're getting hurt because we treat men we're dating like they've given us a ring. If they're not actually being kings, then why crown them? Queens, don't fight. Fix your gowns. If she wants them, let her have them. She's hurt because she's given up every part of her body to men who only down her. See, I'm actually kind of curious. I don't know him, but I bet his favorite line is, well, I ain't looking for nothing serious. But that's who you want to be seen laughing with. Even if you got to miss church, sis, that ain't the kind of man you want to be absent with. And I'm not saying be abstinent, but if you're going to have those kind of accidents, protect your heart from those after dents. Tyrone won't act right, then call Michael. Now you just save 15% on your heart insurance, like switching to Geico. It's crazy because we don't make guys wait anymore. Can't be a hit and run if we don't even date anymore. All men aren't looking for women who cook. Some actually want to help you get a meal, and I ain't talking plates anymore, but I get it. We just want someone who gets us. With over 8 billion people on earth, the 90-day rule won't protect us from all hiccups. Get knocked down, then get up. Be let down, but never let up. He won't help you pay rent, but will gladly pay for that abortion fee. Love ain't blind. That's all it should take for you to see where his priorities be. Grace is what allows us to learn from that lesson. Carry the one and count your blessings. So what it took forever. If he's trying to see his kids, let him. Threatening child support again? For what if he's showing you something better? I mean, you knew he was a gamer when you met him. Oh, he doesn't want to play with you anymore because he treats women like the alphabet and you are one less letter. You got distracted by the charm and dropped the Bible from your arm. Now the only time you call him is when you're screaming another why, God, who simply replies, why not? No amount of heartbreak is going to make me believe there isn't a God. You'd have a better chance convincing me I can live without a heart, walking around like Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. See, I have the courage that the lion was missing and the IQ that could turn a scarecrow into a pigeon. Dorothy was looking for a way home without vision, but still his grace was sufficient. Young girls lost on the yellow brick road, listen, I'm no angel either, because there were many nights I was a chicken when I could have been an eagle. Thank you.
Turning to a fatal police shooting in Michigan, there's brand new video out today, and it shows a Grand Rapids police officer.
I don't watch the nightly news.
Take my black card if you want. I'm not uninformed. I just don't have to be programmed by the trophy case where our heads are displayed. What was once solely shown at 5, 6, 9, 10 o'clock is now a social media trending traveling exhibit, trophy case videos everywhere because it ain't happened. It ain't no video. I damn near went off on a fellow church member for sending me the Ahmaud Arbery video. I marched when it was George Floyd was outside during COVID, hugging niggas because niggas' lives was at risk. And I wanted to touch as many of my niggas as I could. And as per usual, my city made CNN for our protests. Missouri and Kansas had multiple names to say because we all saw the vids. When I heard and saw Elijah McClain, he resembled my son of the same name. Same small build, soft-spoken when getting disciplined. When I listened, I heard my son's voice in his sounding eerily the same, saying, I'm sorry to the protectors that were murdering him. And there I was crying again. My babies with questions, kids I mentored counting the bodies, racial slurs and suicide in schools, behavior affected by trophy case conditioning, heads on display, run and rerun the tape, the victors posing with their leg up on top of beast handcuffs, gun in face, knee in neck. So when it comes to Charlie Kirk and people crying in protest about showing videos of a white man meeting his unfortunate demise while speaking government-sanctioned hate speech at a university accepting my tax dollars for education, a man who was okay with gun deaths called George Floyd a scumbag and called Black women affirmative action hires, I say keep his head in the trophy case because it ain't happen if ain't no video because fuck your sensitivity. You can't desensitize what was never sensitive to begin with. Because when it was Bryce, Garner, Martin, Brown, Taylor, Bland, nobody gave a damn. When they looked like me, we were treated like animals, pets, needing potty training because our bodies was leaking all over the place. These deaths were the shit you rubbed our noses in. I ain't even turned the TV on the next day, because people wanted to make flags flown at half staff about him. And it wasn't. It was 9/11. For crying out loud, when does it stop? When is it ever going to stop? But you know what? We're going to skip on past that. The same people who don't want his kids and their kids to see the vid, but are the same lineage that taught strange fruit forming to their offspring, probably got lynchings on microfiche, whole ass archives of Grand Wizard bullshit. Nah, we keeping his head in the trophy case. And I ain't said that man deserved to die. But it's funny how folk want to have feelings for a man who hated civil rights laws, DEI, promoted bigotry, and hated empathy, made being an op his mission, ain't once apologized or ran back none of it. Meant what he said, wasn't censored, thrived in the First Amendment, and in his death, we will honor it. He said what he said. He said it would be okay to have a few deaths a year to keep our God-given guns. Consider this martyrdom. Make it kid-friendly. Say he was playing a game of catch with bullets. It's like baseball plus God and guns. It's American as apple pie. His head in the trophy case. Viral video immortalized. The world engaging in BS of all kinds, like in Bloodsport, commenting to bicker and squabble, subscribing to the bullshit, sharing blood splatter. You know why? Because all deaths matter.
We are here. We have a fire battle against the living legend, Purpose versus Righteous Soul.
Look, let's get into that, man, because I ain't gonna hold you. That was fire. I ain't gonna hold you. That was fire. Righteous Soul, Purpose, y'all did your thing. And I like the fact that Righteous Soul was talking to the women about, protecting your heart, not being too easy and not just giving yourself to every available person. So, the depth of her poem was needed for those women, but the way that Purpose delivered talking about Charlie, like she like you was at his neck. I ain't gonna hold you. You was, no, oh my bad. I should never said that.
Hey, yo.
Actually, she was on his top.
Hey, yo. But hey,
If you know, you know.
hey, I ain't gonna take it that.
Look,
I mean, technically, it was mind blowing.
Oh, wait a minute.
You just gonna keep, I wasn't gonna say, I'm not gonna say. Never mind.
Man, look, man. Hey, look, don't get his counsel on here, man. They love Charlie, man. They out there.
What they gonna do? What they gonna do? Get some Goldberg sparklers and protest?
I don't know what they may do. Look, they may be knocking on my door in the next 5 minutes. What did y'all say about Mr. Charlie? Look, my name is last name Will. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna just say, to quote one of the poets I respect, fuck you, see me next year.
Shout out to God in the go, man. But what did y'all think about Righteous Soul?
I would like dope. But I think I told her that day, I felt like she was playing it safe. And I think after that day, that's when she actually kicked it up. I felt like she was playing it safe that day. I feel like she, much like me, is a person that does both clean, both types of content, right? Because I have explicit content and also clean content, very clean, very Christian centered and based content, also very opinionated content. And I think that content that she shared right there, I think the week before, she had just opened the door to her personal life and talked about herself, her sexuality, different things of that nature. And coming after that, with that piece, I felt like she was playing it safe. So while the piece had a really good message, I feel like the piece was a safe choice, and I feel like she wasn't even being fully herself inside the piece that day. I feel like it would look different if she performed that same piece today, to be honest.
I personally felt like it. Honestly, the entire time I was listening to the poem, all I could hear was Lauryn Hill. I'm saying it in the most positive way. That song, "Doo Wop That Thing." So I appreciate the message because sometimes we do glorify the things that don't matter, and protect self should really count more. So I appreciate the piece. And she wrote a Wizard of Oz bar that somebody avoided doing that they bragged about.
Well, you know what? I wanted to get on that part of her poem. Like, did she choose that poem because it had the Wizard of Oz theme in it, and she was going against Purpose, which is from Kansas City, So it's like, choose that poem because of
First off, Missouri. Second off, she already told me that poem was actually old. It was a little bit older. Third, I actually have a Wizard of Oz piece. So if we was matching Wizard of Oz pieces from Wizard of Oz pieces, we could have went, but we didn't talk about that. But continue, since you didn't fulfill your Wizard of Oz poem.
Well, first of all, I have my Wizard of Oz poem. Don't get it twisted. I'm just, it's
make us a believer.
It's going at a lot of people, man. So I gotta revise that one. I gotta wait till the season over, the league is over to drop that one. I don't want y'all to be sending me death threats because I went in on that one. So, but look, that was your original poem that I was going against you Purpose with the Wizard of Oz, and I changed it, at the last moment because I was feeling it, but I really wasn't feeling like the one I had delivered. So, yeah, it was cool. But look, let's jump to Purpose Poem. What did y'all thought? What's your thoughts about that?
Without the bias, I thought she exemplified the rage and anger that many of us felt. Um, Not so much about, because I would like to say I don't advocate murder. Um, Nobody deserves to lose their life, but I can understand the outrage about the contradiction with the way with Charlie Kirk's death was treated compared to the numerous people of color who have fallen victim, and America just treated as if it was just another day in the neighborhood. But Charlie Kirk was this war hero to be celebrated when he was as much a bigot and prejudiced bastard as it comes.
Do you
And so
so? Do
I,
you think that he hated black people, or I mean,
well, it's not my place to think anything. What he
okay,
showed was we are not equal in his eyes.
right,
And that is where I could I can understand separation, the difference between separation and segregation. Like, cool. You want it your way over there and you want us our way over here. Cool. But the fact that you are constantly trying to sell the idea of one being better than the other is terrible in my mind. And
right.
again, he was always vocalizing and enabling hatred. You're not picking a battle with those who are of sound mind and equal footing who could go toe to toe with you. You're trying to diminish people who are still learning and figuring it out when you have all the cheat codes to your answers already. You're constantly talking down about the power of women, both black and any other minority. You are a coward. And that's how I perceive them. But just like cowards, I don't wish death. I would rather watch you lose the fight. And when someone took him out of here, I wasn't sad. I wasn't moved. Um, if anything, I was somewhat embarrassed
Okay.
because all they were going to do was find some way to justify how when they die, it's such a, what is the word I'm looking of? It's such, um, I had the word in my mind. Can you help me out, Purpose? That is this,
Martyrdom.
huh?
Martyrdom.
That works. Yes. And when it's us, we are dogs and mongrels to them. And so I wasn't sad. I just was disappointed.
But you know what though? On the cool, he probably wasn't lying. They probably do look at us like that secretly. I mean, we know how they kind of look at us though. I mean, in their eyes, they we feel like we'll never be equal to them. They always feel like they're going to be superior.
It ain't no secret. Like not for him. Look here, he was Hitler. He had a Hitler mindset. It was very much self hate, and that hate extended to others, and that's what it was. We know that Hitler himself had brown hair and brown eyes, and he felt like that was a subpar genre of people. He felt that the people at the top were blue eyes, blonde hair, right? Okay, same thing with him. The elite people, the educated people are supposed to be up here at the tip top and blah 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 blah. Guess what? He himself did not have a college education. But then he's going to go around to all these college campuses and argue and debate with people who are still yet there trying to get their education, not because he was smarter than them, but because he is a self-aggrandizing asshole. And he needed to feel himself aggrandized by doing such things, by picking on people who, as Amazing has said, had not yet made it there yet. They're still formulating their thought process. They're still learning. They're still, he at this point, he's 30 something. he's got, for some of these people that he's was talking to, almost 20 years on them at this point. That is a power dynamic and shift. And so all these videos where he's up here, quote unquote, outsmarting them and out talking them and all this stuff, not to mention he is duplicitous. So for all the people, especially the Black ones that you see defending him, we've had this conversation before, because I used to listen to Turning Point. I used to love Turning Point. I listened to Christian programming. And if you heard him talk on Turning Point, you never heard anything about race. Everything was about God. I used to listen to Turning Point every day. I used to listen to Turning Point, to the Bible Answer Man. Like, it used to be my daily routine driving home from work and stuff like that. Because I used to basically answer the questions before the Bible Answer Man would answer them on the radio. People would
I would
write
like to say, sorry for interrupting. I just want to say aggrandized is now being added to my vocabulary.
I can't with you. But he definitely did. I'm just saying, I would sit up and listen to the Bible Answer Man. I would answer those questions. I would listen to the ACLU podcast, not podcast, but broadcast. I would listen to all this stuff. You know, outside of listening to music sometimes. So I would hear a lot of this stuff. So when people were wondering, like, why do all these Black people love him? They never heard the Charlie Kirk that the rest of the world heard. The rest of the non-Christian radio listening Turning Point, they don't know this man. They don't know nothing about him.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. So, how do you feel like Purpose did in her performance and her delivery of her poem?
I would give me an 8.
You want me to say judged on my own ranking system, or you want me to go by the system that we use?
The system that we use.
Okay. So I would say, in all honesty, I would have gave it a 24.
Okay. Why would you give it a 24? What point would you take away?
It would be in delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from the few stumbles in there, there is a couple points I want her to bring some variance to her anger.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's key points in there. Like, because I don't have the poem memorized, I can't specifically point out, but if we were replaying it and she knows I would do this, there would be parts I would probably have her repeating and changing how she said it. Because sometimes the vitriol stands out too much, and then there's times where I wanted her to soften. Because I need her to get across, like, this is not something to be happy about. I'm not happy with this situation, but I don't have to feed into the bloodlust of you thinking me a monster because I don't agree with how this should be treated. And that's where I wanted it. But pen wise, I felt everything she said because these were discussions we were having before she wrote that poem. The impact for me is that I felt like she spoke for a sect of people who wholeheartedly feel that same exact way, no matter if they're Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, gay, straight, Christian, Islamic. It wouldn't matter. There are a lot of people who could look at that situation and have felt the same exact way. And that played a part into substance for me. Because I also am one of those people who didn't want some dictionary filled explanation on my feelings. I want that raw, gritty, uncensored version of my feelings explained. And I thought she did that. And so aside from those couple of different things, I didn't see anything wrong with the performance.
Okay. Okay. I mean, it was fire. You know, I think I gave it a 25. I mean, my memory reflects that I probably gave it all fives. You know, it was fire. The content. But you know, one question that I do want to ask you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, were you ready for the blowback from that poem, from the content that was in it? Were it like
Yeah.
you was you ready for that blowback?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I ain't saying nothing I ain't ready for. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about it. I have done this whole advocacy activism thing, and let's not forget I'm a person who's been I've been on whatchamacallit. I almost said online, Jesus. I have run for office before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I said what I said. And when I said what I said, I said what I said. I'm also an ordained minister who cusses. I said what I said, and I meant what I said. If it was me using this point system, I would probably end up with a 21 or a 22 for the same reasons that Brandon gave. Because I feel like the delivery linked into the believability and the impact. Because moments of tenderness are necessary for compelling, but I hadn't had time. In writing that poem in a day, I didn't have time to settle into that poem and allow it to settle into me the way I would have needed to.
Right. So by you, do you see anything strange for watching yourself perform and you critiquing yourself while you watching it? Is that kind of like?
No, I don't. I am a hard critic on myself. I do love the fact that I did. I'm gonna give myself points for being able to 10 minutes before performing, because I remember that morning like the back of my hand, pulling together a freaking video to play behind myself. Yes, that's me. So maybe I give myself a point back for impact. I don't know, but I'm saying, because I did pull that together 10 minutes before I performed. Yes, I did. And edit it and splice it and had it up on my TV behind me. I did that. But it's not strange. It's the type of thing that I do. I will watch myself back and I will critique it. And I do agree with Amazing where I did need some more tenderness. Because anger is a secondary emotion. And I did immediately feel dismay.
That was fire. Shorty Rock. Any words from Shorty Rock? Shorty Rock with us. You rocking with us or you sleep? No, you ain't sleep. Look alive. Don't die with your eyes wide open. Shout out to Twerk. But if not, man, look, we gonna get into the next one. We got Shorty Rock versus Serenity Speak. Let's go. Or Serenity Speak.
I'll let Serenity go first.
Serenity Speak. You know what that means. It's on you. Let's go.
Legacy, 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 legacy. Black excellence. We gonna let them see. Legacy, 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 legacy. Black excellence. We gonna let them see. A boy marvels as he looks at his mother. To him, she's a superhero, and she juggles 2 jobs, a car note, and a mortgage, all in a single feat. He asks her, "Mommy, what does Black excellence mean?" She says, "Baby, it's 400 years and still striving. It's fists raised and still breaking records. It's Nat Turner beating massa like a slave. Black excellence is defying the odds, our way. It's feminism founding, suffrage overcoming. Ain't I a woman? Negro spiritual humming." Then he says, "Mommy, if we're superheroes, I thought we could fly. Why is it that we can't fly? She said, baby, because we are fly. Only angels can levitate. So like Kendrick said, if God got us, then we gonna be all right. Entrepreneurship, making $1 out of 15 cents, generational wealth, all things we've been able to acquire by ourselves. Even something as simple as learning how to read. Because at one point in time, our ancestors were not allowed to do those things. It's being unscathed and being free. Black excellence is hope for you, son, and hope for me. It's Michelle and Barack on the screen. It's surviving a routine traffic stop and allowed to be file a grievance. It's 2 in my chest, but the homeboy got it for the whole world to see. Because sometimes catching it on video is the only way we can survive these things. It's being unscathed and being free. Black excellence is hope for you, son. It's hope for me. She tells her son, Black excellence is hope for you, and it's hope for me. That's that piece.
What's good, shorty? How are you? I hope you can rock with me, because I can and will instigate chaos just by whispering syllabic nouns and conjugative verbs. The Creator birthed me under the stars to have 10 planets in alignment, giving a divine connection, signifying duality, choices, and echoing pathways between earthly and spiritual realms. Born with the smell of the ocean ingrained in my bones. Naturally, a baby girl. Purple sunsets, grandparents, and so much family. Hiding was impossible. Love and abundance. Raised where we make and the world takes. The boogie down is a playground, and the school kill isn't all brotherly love. But now I'm based in the South, and I speak a totally different language, and I drive totally too aggressive. Stand for something, or you'll fall for anything. Your word is your bond, so it shall be written, so it shall be done. Go big or go the hell home. Don't let your mouth write a check your ass can't cash, because someone else is the bank, and they'll happily bounce your ass to next week. Yes, I'm daddy's little girl and a tomboy, so don't get mad. I'm capable of anything only because he said so. 5'2", fun size, yet bigger than the giants. I love to drive, so get in. But keep your hands where I can see them at all times, because this will be a bumpy ride. I become Geppetto, manipulating words like a marionette, delving and diving. Make-believe becomes reality. I will exist inside your brain. Sapio, siren, herald. Let me serenade you into the world of eroticism. Like the 4 strokes of an engine, suck, squeeze, bang, blow. Lubrication is always required to firmly depress on the pedal until hard. Hold until I say release. Proceed with caution, slippery when wet. Falling in love, it's a ghost story. Don't fall for the perfume, because it won't last forever. And please understand, she may not have been the first to say it, but she really did say it the best. I am an artist, and I'm so sensitive about my shit. Hey, yo, I'm Shorty Rock. Peace.
We are here. Diagnosis versus diagnosis 5. Okay. That was Serenity Speak and Shorty Rock. We got Loda Goddess back in. What's going on, Loda Goddess?
Hey.
We live in effect. I don't know if you heard the last one, Shorty Rock versus Serenity Speak. It was fire. What's y'all thoughts? Or is it like Lee? What a pin is sick. 1, 2.
All right, I'll jump out. I'll jump out there first.
Jump out the window.
All right. So I enjoyed what both of them had to say.
Mm-hmm.
There were definitely pieces that I could see their be more build with.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want them to rush. I wanted them to be able to take their time and treat those moments and let things that they were stating breathe. And then there were opportunities I heard in there where I would welcome the listener to learn more, whether it's about themselves, the perspectives that they were teaching about, or just the play of words that they were both showing that they had the ability to do. So I enjoy both pieces. I just wish that they would have been extended some.
Well, my thing is like with Serenity, the poem was fire, but it didn't have no personality. It kind of lacked personality to me. Versus that you had Shorty Rock come with the personality in it. You know, uh, now did I get a loss a couple times in Shorty Rock poem? Yeah, a little bit, but it brought me back closer towards the end and stuff like that. But overall, I like the energy that she gave off on this poem. I think what week is that? Let me see. I don't know which week is that. Let me see. I don't know if that's week 8 or not. I don't know, but both of them was fire. Diagnosis, Shorty Rock. By you watching yourself, how do you feel, or what would you feel like you could have did better, or you felt like you gave a perfect performance? You watching yourself, what did you think? No answer. Wayno, must I? No. Okay. All right. Cool. Um, but like I say, both of them was good. Both of them need a little bit more. Like like I said, Serenity is just everything that was there, but it just lacked the personality. I seen the personality in the beginning, but it kind of like fell flat. I seen that what she was trying to do, but it just fell kind of a little flat for me. But it was great though. The words was there. It's just and like some of my pieces that I'm learning that I had to watch myself, and I'm like, it was there, but it's just okay. The personality, like okay, when me and you had a conversation on the phone earlier, purpose. It's you said it's not me in my poems. So I kind of understand and got the gist of that. I'm like, yeah, it's really not my my flavor, my seasoning, and I just kind of still kind of left it kind of blend without putting the slap your mama in there. So I kind of understood why you said that, and I've seen it for myself. So the critique said I can give to other people. I'll take them as well at the same time. So I look back on my performance like, okay, I could have did that a lot better. Okay, I was moving a little bit too much. The words did kind of sound kind of slurred. I need to work on my transition and those words. So I critique myself uh, to the T, because at the end of the day, you want to be better, right? So you gotta understand, like you gotta know what it takes to be better, and just kind of push yourself and see, what is your highest levels.
Correct.
Even though I'm still better than Loda Goddess. But that's
Boy,
nothing.
by you wish.
Oh, the guy's gonna whip your ass.
Man, look, Loda Goddess already know what's up, man.
You
Look,
know better. I don't bother you. You should stop bothering me. This is your last warning.
my last warning is crazy. Like Loda
It's
Goddess, I
accurate though.
love you, man. Why you gotta be like that? You know what I'm
Nigga, I
saying?
was over here minding my business. You came over here talking about I'm better than Loda Goddess. I was minding my own God-given business.
Yeah, I just have to throw that out there because some people think,
You thought though. You thought though. It's okay.
but
You
you know
know,
what?
we all can't be as delusional as TK the poet, but it's all right. We try. We
Delusional,
aspire to be as delusional as you.
Talk
delusional.
heavy.
So look, we down to one. Look, I got one. So look, amazing. I had one that pulled up. You versus dope female. You want me to play that one, or what do you want to do? Do you care to play it, Mister Amazing? Are you there? Hello, hello, Wayno. Como está? He did not. I guess we ain't gonna do it then. But that poem was was fine. We might play that towards the end. But the next one that I'm gonna pull up is one of my favorite ones. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this. It's True Poet Lady Crucible. Y'all already know the vibes. Let's get active.
Let's go.
And the award goes to. Nah, scratch that shit. I snatched that bitch off the mantle where your ego twitched, spitting poems like prayers, hoping heaven can save you. But I'm not here for pen wars. I pen wars with metaphors that slap back like backlash. Silence the claps. I clap back in the quiet. You fiend for likes like validation's a diet. See, you wired for approval. I'm fired through Google, streaming with no renewal. No likes, no shares, still I air lines like stewardess. You thirst for praise, I trailblaze, blazing trails, no tutelage. I'm not moved by your tantrums. I'm a goddamn tantrum. I've been verbs, smoke herbs like steel beams in a wreckage. You want gold stars? I pull stanzas like constellations. I break grammar, spit mantras, no camera. You want a handout? Put your hands out. I hand bars that sting like jellyfish in salt water. Feel that sorry for you flow. I'm allergic to that, penicillin prescribed. I've been scarred, been barred, blocked behind bars, been gatekeeping the gatekeepers guarding the locks while gatekeeping the guards. Now I write for the right to drop bars. You can't see me because I'm among the stars. The crown may be heavy, but I dare you come take it. Sadly mistaken, I'm sorry, my pen's misbehaving. Yet you still audition for soul leechers. Double tap addict, iPhone prophet, I suggest you log out of the matrix. A log into your true essence. Your worth ain't in mentions, it's in unapplauded sessions. When the crowd's gone home and it's just you and the mic and your confessions begging for blessings. So, do you want the trophy or the truth? Do you want to stand firm or stand cute? Do you want to write for likes or write like the sky split open and God whispered a verse through you? Because I don't hand out medals. See, you want recognition? Recognize your name. Your pen got weight. That pen got power. It's a weapon, no lesson. You chasing yesterdays. I'm breathing tomorrows. I ain't here to cuddle doubts. I came to shatter your sorrows, to remind you that a true poet's purpose ain't to be praised, but to write through pain. So stop begging for rainbows and show them how you danced in the rain. No cosign needed. This ain't church, but you, my nigga, just got spiritually treated. You're the award, the applause, and that spoken word truth. So this right here, I'ma just let my pen, my motherfucking pen speak volumes for you.
It's normal. It's normal for us to see a 7-year-old child in a cast. The sad thing is, it's becoming even more normal for us to see 17-year-old children in caskets. Kids who had aspirations of being magic. But that trick just becomes an illusion because they end up getting Houdini'd off of the streets by someone else who wanted to make a living off of shooting. You see, his name is Tommy, and he was just a normal student. At least that's how he wanted others to perceive him. You see, he drew attention, but not because he was artistic, but because he was autistic. And this was the only time he felt like his abilities shouldn't be known as gifted. Like, who in their right mind will want to be presented with this present on Christmas? And he felt like God hated him so much, he created him out of vengeance. A product that was never finished. A product that was never ended. A product that was simply created out of bad intentions. Like, what kind of God would make me like this? Please let me know so I don't pick the same religion. Like, why couldn't he take my vision? At least I couldn't see when people were making fun of me. I mean, why couldn't he take my hearing? At least I couldn't hear when people were making fun of my disabilities. So much humility, this broken puzzle inside my mind, I get distracted. So A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3 plus 5, 5 equals 8. I ate a sandwich today. You see, his case is more severe than others. Because as you can see, he sincerely struggles with everyday things like reading or writing or holding a conversation. His dad tells him he's smart and creative. But at school, they treat him the total opposite, so they just think those are paralyzed. Always getting teased by a pair of guys, wishing he can learn signing because his speech has been paralyzed. At least with his hands, he can properly tell someone how to read between the lines. But they tell him mean things all the time. Like although his name is Tommy, at school, they call him Ed. Because they always thought it was something special about him. And to them, this was just a joke. But they don't understand that every time that a new sense to him, he's the one that chokes. They're the ones that gloat. He's being provoked. And I don't care what you say, words do hurt just as much as sticks and stones. And they use their words as heat-sinking missiles. And just because he couldn't speak clear as crystal, the next day when he went to school, he brought his father's pistols. You see, they just wanted to fight with their words, but I can't use my words to fight because I just want to be great. They just want to be fake. I just want this all to make sense of how this got so intense because them making fun of me, they chose their fate because they keep calling me special. But so are these 38s, so shoot the boy who made fun of my stutter. Shoot the teacher who made fun of my pale color. Shoot the girl who thought it was funny to talk about my dead mother. Say hello for me, can you tell her that I love her? Shoot the boy who tripped me in the hallway the other day. Shoot the kids who have nothing nice to say. Shoot the kids for being a predator on day to day. I got one question, now who's the one that needs to pray? And he shoots, and shoots. Until he feels he made peace with his peace and left those in pieces who always gave a negative peace of mind. And now he's in jail for a lifetime. I guess you can say he won himself a Nobel Peace Prize. Because it's normal for us to see a 7-year-old in a cast. And even more normal for us to see 17-year-old kids in caskets. All because someone with a disability wanted to do magic and make his problems disappear.
Quick, man. Judges, y'all have a heart.
Okay. That was Lady Crucible and True Poet. Man, what's your thoughts? Talk heavy.
That definitely was a fire match. I don't think I've ever heard that performance from True, and that was really dope.
Look, that was fire. Man, Spitfire came with the bars and the lines and stuff like that. But I think what's the difference maker that True made a movie. You know, that was, performing at his best. It's just a whole aesthetic, him in front of a school, and he made a movie.
I'm going to say it like this. If you're going to come directly at me, you had better damn well make it a movie, or you better keep it cute and keep it catalog.
Look.
She came directly at that man, throwing his name all in there and all this all willy-nilly. Okay. And that's all I have to say about that. I'm not saying it to be disrespectful or nothing like that. She could have went catalog with stuff that she normally does, or with a poem that, was well within her repertoire. And it would have probably competed 10 times better and translated 10 times better. Because we know how True is going to approach the competition.
Mm-hmm.
True is most definitely a storyteller. This ain't battle rap right now.
Right.
And she came directly at that man, threw my name in there. I don't know why.
You caught that? I ain't think you caught that, but okay.
I caught that day too. I just didn't say nothing about it because it was I was just kind of thrown off by it a little bit. And I'm not offended by it at all. Not at all. But my thing is that, again, if you're going to come directly at somebody, you better damn well make it a movie. La película better be of the Academy. And either you keep it cute and keep it catalog. And I think as much as Spitfire writes, Spitfire has something in her catalog that could for real done some damage. That's all I got.
Look.
Already that was there that could have done some damage instead of her doing that.
Yeah, I mean that was, a couple poets thing when they went against True. They tried to go at him like, K Spaz, he did like kind of battle rap and he was like, dang, I thought True like, True come to do poetry. Like he ain't finna battle you, he come to do poetry and stuff like that. He come to win.
Well, here's a difference between coming in here to battle a person and taking a cheap shot.
Mm-hmm.
If you take a cheap shot, you win a cheap prize.
Talk heavy. Amazing. What's your feelings on True poet poem?
Actually, I would like to address both poems.
Okay, go ahead. Talk heavy.
So what I accept with both of the poems is, sorry, these two poems are a disciplinary conversation where you get to see the difference between taking time and editing plus control versus going with a poem off of the first version that you perform.
Mm-hmm.
Because there were times where I'm listening to Spitfire, and I thought she had, for the idea of wanting to display aggression and energy, she had the right idea. The catch is you have to edit that poem specifically because it gives you a chance to breathe. It gives you opportunity to remove having so much clutter in a sentence where it forces a stumble. Because you can rehearse those type of poems 1,000 times, but if you don't edit it first, you will stumble over a word, especially if it isn't part of your natural tone.
Mm-hmm.
Then two, with the exertion of energy like that, you have to know where to place your energy. Because yes, it's kind of like shooting off at 100 miles per hour. And by the time you get to the end or even the middle of your poem, you're so winded that people can't appreciate the energy that you have. So I would say she had a poem that is built for pacing, and it could be a really dangerous poem when she does those couple things.
Mm-hmm.
True spit a polished poem that he took the time with. That you could tell that he made appreciation for his breaks to give himself a chance to reset, because sometimes in those type of poems, especially with that type of picture build, you can get lost in words. You can lose emphasis on accident as a listener, and he rewarded a listener an opportunity where they can listen to this without worry and it still hit home. So if I was scoring it, I would score 21 to 25.
That piece was that poem was most definitely different. I like, people say, I shouldn't put the little sound effects in there, but I felt like it went perfect with it, You didn't like the.
We've had this conversation.
I think it was fire though.
You do that after you air the original battle, then maybe discuss with the original artist the liberties with the art, and maybe even, on some polished footage, put together all them sound effects and stuff. But on this, that's a little crazy. No.
That was kind of fire though. I ain't gonna hold it. It gave more, validity to the action.
So are you saying that the action wasn't valid without it? Because then you're diminishing.
I'm not saying that it wasn't valid. It just put a little extra more season and thought on it.
What I'm saying is let your poet's writing stand alone. Because all the artists writing on this platform stand alone. That's why he won the battle. With 100, I do remember. Right. So that's what I'm saying. It didn't need no extra seasoning salt. Now, I would say you could have had a conversation with him afterwards and been like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Let's have a special recording because, hey, he was Poet of the Week and that was 100. And let's do an actual performance of this with polished footage and give him that option.
I think the footage was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't like the footage? Now it would have been different if I would have put like the flares to it, like it's that would I could have did the whole little, but I just felt like it was inspired though. As far as the content, and it's like even the storytelling that it drew you in.
You heard from the artist himself.
Yeah, I heard it from the artist itself.
Mm-hmm. You ain't had to hear it though, okay?
I mean,
We're gonna move on to the next one.
So like I said, it was fire. I think Lady Crucible just took the wrong angle.
I think so too. I think she could have done very well with the catalog that she has. She didn't have to try to come at that man like that. It wasn't necessary.
But it was a couple of K-Spaz, Lady Crucible, Big Mun.
I will say I don't fault her for it. That's brave. That's gutsy. That's you should take a chance. But
she was trying to go for his crown.
Here's what I am gonna say. You knew all season you were gonna have to face that man. If you were gonna come at him like that, I would have had that poem polished from the beginning of the season. If I was gonna do that again, you're gonna come at somebody's neck. It had better be a Academy Award. It better be an ether.
That ether.
Damn it, ether! You better go hit him up.
I mean, going against True didn't take that many losses. I mean, you and True are kind of tied, but I think True got you in points.
What I'm saying is he could have taken a loss.
Yeah.
She didn't have to approach him like that. And your point of other people approaching him like that solidifies my position. Other people could have. This man, he's going to what you gonna do? True, a poem. The same thing that was the running joke at the beginning of the season, wasn't it? What's True gonna do? A poem. What's Purpose gonna do? A poem. What did we come on there and do? A poem. I have not come on this platform and gone directly at anybody this whole time.
No, that is a fact.
I came on here and did poems.
No, that is a fact.
Keep it cute. Do some damn poems. Address some issues and address the public and do some crap that's lasting that someone's gonna care about tomorrow. Because these silly beefs gonna fade. Ain't nobody gonna give a damn. You better do something that you're gonna be able to slam with next year and make some money off of.
That's a fact.
Look, I'm her name next week, and now you done put her name in a damn poem.
I would advocate to anybody. So there's this story that we often revisit, but so there's one time Purpose and I battled where I opted to try to go for a performance, and she literally defeated me by flat-footed doing the poetry. And I would advocate that if the writing is as good as you believe it to be, the writing can do the work. No, there's no sense of going overboard with performance when you don't have to.
True enough. That is a fact. Well, look, I want to get into this next poem. We got time for about one more. This is Minister Rock and Empress. Let's see.
I know life. I don't know nothing about Diddy, but I know life. I know right from wrong. I know short from long. I know up from down. I know Hennessy from Crown. I know black person from nigga. I know slaps and curses from prison. I know pain from strain. I know I can from just game. I know 2 for $5. High kai numbed out. Even in Vietnamese, nigga, please. I know life will make you bow. Now, I know love from a girl. I know friend from foe. I know crumbs from dough. I know bricks to dimes. I know kick doors and crimes. I know insurance and endurance. I know long game and short. I know drama from baby mama's child support and court. I know raising kids from handicapping. I know I gave them the jewels of life. Y'all rearranging what's happening. I know swinging from banging. I know banging from bluffing. I know bullets, guns, itchy fingers, and niggas shooting for nothing. I know hood from slumming. I know rats from woman. I know cats that stunting. I know pills, weed, coke, and liquor. I know when I'm blackout drunk, I just want a sticker. I know Scorpio 6. Yeah, you know. I know wolf tickets and threats. I know no-go from for sure. I know men from little boys. I know hoes from a housewife. I know niggas that backdoor Lil Joe on the dice twice. I know roofing from rapping. I know fighting from scrapping. I know projects from apartments. I know finish shit from just start shits. I know killer from scared bitch. I know a dealer from a fronted nick. I know suburban from inner city. I know got enough to it's a pity. I know wet ass meow to off pH balance. I know bored little kids that just need a challenge. I know one night stands from a one true wife. I know a lot of things, but most of all, I know life. Minister Rock.
He's beautiful, got me singing shades of amazing rain, plain and simply. He's got me loving everything about him. Think about him. At first sight, I was dazed. I'm going crazy, constantly thinking if I should take a chance. Should I take a chance and just, it's been almost 18 hours since I've seen his face. So I lie awake, retracing my steps, trying to recall my first breath of the day because I wouldn't even allow myself to exhale until I saw him. I see no flaws in him, only the aura of a king in him. And really the rest of my day is irrelevant until I'm in his presence and it envelops me like warm honey. His energy sticks to me and I'm feeling him so deep. I can see the words leave his mouth as he speaks. I hear his eyes when he looks at me and his laugh. His laugh has become part of my DNA, and now I live each day just to see him smile. And while I've never really told him that I'm feeling him down to the second layer of my skin, he must know my body's out of control when he's around because I'm shaking, trying to convey to him what I'm thinking. Oh, he moves me. He grooves me with the melodic resonance of his intelligence. His insightfulness just opens doors to temples inside me for my body to worship him, burn incense on an altar for him, write him like scripture to fill my spirit with him, tattoo Egyptian hieroglyphics on my skin to preserve the history of him. And while I've never really told him that he has a face of a pharaoh and I'm feeling him down to my bone marrow, he must know that he moves me and that I'm so far gone I can balance on the wings of a sparrow. I'm convinced he has the ability to turn my thoughts into sound waves. Now all he gotta do is say yes. Don't deny what I feel. I wanna undress you, baby. Open up your mind and just rest. I'm about to let you know you make me so in peace, Red Dragons.
Let's
Okay. Pardon me. Did I hear him say that a wet meow?
I knew that was the only part that you got stuck there. I don't even think that you heard.
I'm sorry.
She got to singing poetry.
You got stuck. I knew you
I'm
ain't
sorry.
you got stuck at meow and you stopped. You stopped there and didn't pick up until she started saying, I knew you did. You something is wrong.
Kootenai and Tweow is going in the vocabulary.
I know about life. I know
I thought that
about
was a fun ride.
They begged Joe Little Joe twice. Oh man, look that was look. I like that one though. But you know that's Empress. You know Empress is one of the dopest poets from Red Dragons. You know she is truly missed. You know her style, her energy. It was good for the league. You know Minister Rock, fire, Paul. Always trying something different, trying something new. You know, being innovative. Loda Goddess. How do you feel about this match? You know, you've been kind of quiet.
I was right in my bed. Interesting. I've never really heard Minister Rock perform, and so that was pretty dope. I don't know. I think I seen a clip of him when he was dressed as a white man, and that was it. Like I don't think I really actually heard him perform. So that was really dope. And I don't think I really heard Empress perform either, actually. So that was actually dope to hear both of them perform because I've never really heard neither one of them.
And she got a couple little joints on her that's fire, but she from what, St. Louis? She from the Lou? She from Missouri, Shout out to the Missourians out there. Like this whole season, it's been amazing. Again, I want to congratulate and tip my hat off to y'all for y'all endurance, purpose, perfect attendance. Shout out to her.
Yeah.
It's been real dope. So I mean, going into the playoffs, it gets interesting. This is elimination. What is your thought process on going into the playoffs?
I'm most interested to see how it's gonna play out and what are the different, I guess, not guidelines, but I don't see how it's gonna play out because I have an idea on how it's gonna play out, but I'm still, it's 50-50 chance.
Look, it's gonna be interesting. The first couple matches and stuff like that is, like I said, you got Righteous Soul, Loda Goddess, and that's gonna be an interesting match. Amazing got Shorty Rock. Look, that's gonna be a crazy battle. Like the playoffs gets tough, especially when you gotta write prompts and somewhat memorize.
This is amazing. Gonna be a crazy one. A lot of battles in these playoffs. This gonna be your favorite one.
Look, hey, have you picked your prompt that you're gonna write to for the first round?
Yes.
Which one you choose?
The one with the words and things.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought I was gonna get you. You a slick one. All right.
Nope.
All right.
Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Loda Goddess, which prompt you doing?
We had a whole conversation earlier, which means clearly you weren't listening.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening. I thought you were gonna throw me something off, but hey, fire, Shorty Rock. Have you decided what prompt you going with? Yay, nay, I guess nay. Purpose, what about you? Oh, yeah, I forgot. You have a first round bye. Shout out to top 1, 2C. Like, question before we go ahead and get up out of here. I just got a couple questions for because you've been number one for a couple weeks. When I was looking back, at the stats and stuff like that, and appreciate and shout out to you for keeping all the stats and everything. Like I know that was a tedious job, so shout out to you for getting all the stats so we can have these great awards that we're gonna present in the Portrait Bowl.
No problem.
So, but we didn't really shine a light on you when you was number one in the league. When I'm looking at the stats, you held it for like about 2 weeks.
Things flip flop throughout. It's prone to happen. But that's neither here nor there. We at the playoffs now. Them old numbers is what they are. They old. It's time for new ones.
But I just know it's gonna get dangerous, And the thing is, hey, slippers counts. You can't be slipping.
That's right.
I mean, everybody's is capable of having them hiccups. Maybe nerves sometimes. I be seeing bad rappers. They getting paid all this money, and I know they got they rounds remembered, but when they get to them lights, it just be something different.
Right. And that's okay. Sometimes you have a hiccup. Sometimes you get it right. You still live to fight another day.
Like once you get it right, you get it right.
Right.
I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be very interesting to see which topics, which prompt y'all actually choose and what y'all going to write about. I can't wait for that part to see, what spin are you going to put on it, what narrative that you're going to paint.
I'm just saying it's between 1 or 2 prompts. It's not that hard to figure it out. We got 1 or 2 options. It's either or. Heads or tails.
But I don't know which y'all gonna go with. I mean, I would like to see both of y'all.
I'm just saying the concepts. So whatever we pick is the concepts are pretty limited because of what you typed up. But some of these things are. I don't even know the proper word to use against some of these prompts. I'm gonna go back in my corner with that.
It's kind of interesting, these are some interesting prompts, I might say. So, hey, it's about,
All right, I couldn't do it anymore. Explain week 2. Explain week 2's prompts.
Week 2 prompts. Let me see. What is week 2 prompts? Let me see. Week 2 prompts. Let me see. Inheritance of silence and ghost instruction. So, what do you need help on explaining?
Ghost instructions. What does that mean?
Ghost instructions, like from someone that passed away from your past. What instructions in life they gave you, or what you think their words to you might be. Or it can be
so basically a message from the dead, maybe, or I don't know, could you have found out a different way to put that instead of just ghost instructions?
Well, it can.
I'm just saying. Listen, understand this. You're a poet, a rapper. We've got, I don't know how many words in the English language and how many more in other languages. You couldn't find better ways to say that.
Yeah, but it's vague. So I want to see what you create with it.
Yeah. I didn't like the way you worded it, so some of us didn't pick that. Thank you.
Well, hey, if you didn't pick it, you didn't pick it. Everybody can't be George Pickens. That's a Cowboys reference. So that means, okay, inheritance of silence. So what you didn't understand about that one? Bueno, ¿cómo está? Por favor, mi highway.
You inherit silence. That's pretty much self-explanatory. I didn't. Ghost instructions just made no sense because it's like, we have more words than just two. Right, two words. So you could explain that better.
Yeah, you create your own interpretation of. It's about the writing. What you gonna take with those two words?
Okay.
What is gonna be?
All right. So what about week? What about week 3? What about week 3? What does that say?
I could have gave you one word.
What about week? Yeah. Then you would have really seen some interesting writings. Then we would have had there would be no limit to the playground where we could have went because if you set the parameters for the playgrounds we build. Right. That's what prompts are. Prompts are limited playgrounds that we are supposed to play in.
Week 3, Mother Nature speaks back.
No, that's not what you put.
Wow. What
Pay attention. Go look at what you actually typed, honey.
I mean, I'm asking, what did I type? I mean, I might type it.
Mother Natural.
Oh, okay. I
yeah.
That I was whatever it is,
There's no whatever. Like I said, I'm going back in my corner.
Well, now you know what I was speaking about. It's speaking about Mother Nature speaks back and proof of life. So, either one of those will work. I would like to really, if I was into this, and okay, we got True in the building. What's going on, True? We just talking about, end of the road of the season, going into the playoffs, and from my knowledge, from me looking at the stats, you've been number 2 a couple times. I didn't even know. I thought you was number 1 the whole time. You've been a couple 2, in the number 2 spot a couple times. I don't know if you never slid down to number 3. But it was kind of interesting. Some stats be stats. So I mean, look, we are here. Week 23 is over with, going to the playoffs.
All right, so if you paid attention to the chat, he said be available in a minute.
Oh, I'm not paying attention to the chat.
As usual.
Slipping on your pants.
Sometimes it be like that,
No, as usual, you don't pay attention to the chat.
Yeah, I be looking at other things, I be doing 100 things at once. My bad, my business. You heard? But like
after 23 weeks, you think you'd pay attention to the chat, right?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be right in front of my face too. Like I
exactly. There's a button down there. It shows a bright number 1 down there. It shows up in blue. It tells you that there's something. Never mind. I'm going my corner. Amazing. Amazing deal with your friend.
Mine is a little bit different because I see, the chat right here, and I just don't even pay attention to it. I'll be looking here or down at my phone. I'll be looking everywhere, but
Look, I just let that man run wild and frolic in the fields by himself. I don't even give him no collar no more.
I don't know. All thing I know is y'all better be ready. It's not.
I think you better be ready.
March 1st is going to be on March 6th, like Friday. Friday. I want to have on Friday.
So what week is this supposed to start in March? Because
6.
I believe Serenity already says she's busy the entire first week of March.
Yeah, that's why I said I was thinking about moving it to I am moving it to the 6th. That'll be a Friday. And
Is
like
that
I
the
said,
is that the first week of March or the second week?
the first week.
Like I said,
One.
she has some. All right, so then I will make sure I pass your number to her, so he can reiterate her schedule to you, since you don't want to hear the words that are coming out of my mouth.
I mean, I
Thank
talk
you.
to Serenity. You know, me and Serenity talk. I have her number. We talk.
Okay, then you call her.
You know, and we spoke, and she said if she got to make herself available, she'll make herself available. We have.
No, she didn't say that.
Well,
Not for the first week of March. She did not say that.
Well, she said that.
I spoke to her this morning at 6 a.m. Had a whole conversation with her.
Okay.
She will not be available the first week of March. She's slammed.
Well, I mean, hey, we have an understanding.
Mm-hmm.
All that matters. But again, I appreciate each one of y'all, man. You know, the 2-hour mark is already almost up, you know, and I want to make some good shorts about this and put this out real quick. So, man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for jumping on here. Shorty Rob, Purpose, Load of God is amazing. Fire, recap of the season, man. I need to do more of these. We need to get more active in and show the people that, you know, we are here. This is Forge Life League, man. We're gonna go down the line. Shorty Rock, tell the people where you at and what team you represent.
Again, my name is Shorty Rock. I am with Team Diagnosis. And what else did you want me to tell them?
You know, where you from and what team you represent and what you do, what you have going on, books or anything like that. No,
So again, Shorty Rock, Team Diagnosis out of North Carolina. I'm a self-published author, and you can find me on most social media platforms, causing enough problems. And as of right now, my birthday is in 3 days, so come out and help me celebrate. Come out and help me celebrate, because I will be causing a lot of problems on the internet.
Man, Shorty Rock, appreciate you for coming by. We have next Purpose. Tell the people what team you represent and what part of the world you from.
This is Purpose, aka Shaolin Ninja the Illa Figure, aka Arson, aka Key Gal, aka all the other stuff, because Wu-Tang on mine, 16 different aliases out of Kansas City, Missouri. And we got the Right of Joy conference coming up April 2nd and 3rd, and registration is going to open up soon, especially for that slam. Over $2,000 in prizes, so you need to get out your girl.
Okay. Purpose doing big things. Brandon Amazing Nelson, tell the people what team you're from and what area that you represent.
Yeah, it's your boyfriend's favorite poet, Brandon Amazing Nelson, out of Kansas City, Missouri, representing that Bold Words. I'll be participating in the Artathon come Sunday, February 22nd, where the feature will be Grammy considerate Tiana Real. I'm also going to be hosting the Right of Joy Slam. Yes, I need y'all to show up and try to come get this money. So, on behalf of TK, the poet, Purpose, and everybody else on this call, I just want to go PLL, the Poetry Life League. You can't copy respect, but you can copy Beasley.
All right, Lord of God, tell the people where you from and what team you represent.
What's up, y'all? It's your Lord of Goddess. I go represent those Bold Words.
Okay. Represent the Bold Words, and y'all already know what it is.
Not him calling music yell like he is.
Well, y'all already know what it is. The TK the Poet, y'all already know it, so you ain't gotta quote it. And we out this thing. Let's go.
Get the money with you or with your not. Get the fucking whip with it with the pot. Your corn, I invest up in the stock. Left everybody went straight up to the top. Don't care like me or like me not.